On to this now. Former South African Communist Party leader Chris Hani's wife has come out to lament the use of her husband's name by some members of the ANC. It comes as factional battles have been playing themselves out ahead of December's National Elective Conference. This is for the top leaders in the organization. Ms. Hani joins us now. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Good evening, sister, and good evening to your viewers.
Firstly, why did you feel it was important for you to speak on this issue? The naming of different factions, cabals, is something that has become commonplace in the ANC.
When this first came to my attention, I consulted a lot. There are comrades that I've known for 30 to 40 years. So I don't move without talking to them. So when this first came to my attention, we had consultations. And at that time, I was highly emotional. And I said to them, I'm going to the press. So they said to me, why don't we wait? Let's see how far this thing is going. Then it kept on popping up. Then I thought, at one time I thought the press was being mischievous. You know, in the ANC now, I call it the mad time during the conferences. All sorts of things happen, all sorts of things are being said. So I said, okay, I will listen. Then it kept on popping up in the press. Then there was an ANC policy conference. I decided to talk to one of the alleged members of Chris Hani, Chris Hani cabal, whatever they call themselves. And I said to him, comrade, this has come to my attention. What happened? He says to me, I have seen it, but I'm not part of it. I don't know it. Now, how I operate, I don't take judgment before I talk to you. Then he says he has seen it. He doesn't know anything about it. Then I said to him, why don't we handle it this way? Because if we don't stop it now, it's going to continue. And I suggested to him that I suggest you distance yourself from the alleged Chris Hani cabal. He says, I'm going to do it, my dear sister. I'm going to make a press statement. That was during the ANC policy conference. That was July. Now we are in October next week. Nothing happened. It came back again in the press, on social media, everywhere. And I just I thought we had an understanding. It's not happening. What am I supposed to do? Went back again and consulted. And what I did, because I knew from my consultations that I was being stopped from acting. And I said, yes, I understand these are allegations, but I have to deal with allegations. It doesn't matter where they come from. Then I issued a press statement where I said, I take an exception that Chris Hani's name is being used in a factional manner. Remember, I'm ANC in my own right. I'm a stalwart in my own right. Chris was ANC. He has never, you can check every literature, Chris has never been part of factions. And I thought it's not fair. So I issued a statement. I got into trouble with the people I consulted that I shouldn't have done that. Then I was invited to come and do the interview. Consulted again, and I was told, you have issued a statement, there's no need for you to do this. I said, guess what, guys? For the first time, I'm going to defy you, because I want to know the alleged Chris Hani cabal claim they don't know anything about it. So it comes from somewhere. So I thought this is the only opportunity I have. Whoever created the cabal in my husband's name to say, please, whoever you are, wherever you are, please stop it.
Let's go with part of what we know that is on record, right? Because this cabal is said to exist of the Energy Minister, Minister Gwede Mantashe, the Finance Minister, Inoko Dongwana, and also the Minister in the Presidency, Mondli Gungubele. And they all are linked to an Eastern Cape region, in particular, the Chris Hani region. And that is why they've been called part of the Chris Hani cabal. Does that not make sense?
I want to take it as allegations, because one of the alleged member of the so-called Chris Hani cabal denied it. So, as far as I'm concerned, where I'm sitting, I'm taking it as allegations. That's why deliberately in my press statement, I never mentioned anybody's name.
Fair enough. So what I'm saying is, regardless of who the individuals are, if the reason it's being called Chris Hani cabal is because it emanates from those that are part of the Chris Hani region in the Eastern Cape, it provides a context to it. Does it still make it problematic for you?
It doesn't matter whether people come from Kofi Mvaba, my husband's village, or wherever. It doesn't matter, Limpopo, wherever. I take an exception that his name is being used. He was never part of factions. There have always been problems in the ANC. But everybody will tell you, like many other comrades who are highly disciplined, they were for unity. But for them at this time, when there are so many factions in the ANC, to decide to use his name, why his name? Why don't they use their name? I still believe, Sisi, that when people campaign, they should believe in themselves, that in their own right, the branches will nominate them. They do not need to use anybody's name. I think it's not a clever way of doing things.
So do you think that they're trying in a very subliminal way to get some political mileage leverage out of having the so-called cabal or faction being called Chris Hani?
Whoever created the so-called Chris Hani cabal, whatever they call themselves, remember it's still allegations. The people who are alleged to be in the cabal have denied it. So nobody owns it as far as as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't have the owner. Hence, I found the need to say to South Africans to talk to them, because from where I'm sitting, they're not disciplined. You don't need to use Mandela's name to be nominated by branches. Neither do you need Mrs. Tambo's name to be nominated. In your own right, as a disciplined, hard-working cadre, the branches will nominate you. That's the way I look at it. But some people are not, not everybody has common sense, my mother used to say. But they don't have common sense, because they will still be nominated in their own right. Whoever created that, they don't need to use my husband's name.
Let's talk about those who had advised you against speaking out. What reason did they give?
The reason they gave was, I should let this thing simmer. Let's see how far it goes. They were saying, don't rush into it. I did agree with them that these are allegations until I speak to people who are alleged to have used my husband's name. So what made me relax was because one of the alleged Chris Hani cabal,
who was
made
it?
I don't want to mention names. Will you excuse me? He made a promise, and I've got a witness, that he's going to make a statement to distance. He didn't speak about the group, to distance himself from that. And, I believed him. But that was July. Next week is October. Nothing has happened. As far as I'm concerned, it's still allegations. But whoever is calling as himself or herself or whatever faction, They can use any other name except my husband's name. That's why I take an exception. Because it says to me, they have no respect for his memory. They have no respect for his family, including his children. My children know that their father was never part of all the funny things that are happening. So I think they should stop. I really appeal to them. Whoever created the so-called Chris Hani cabal, I appeal to them to stop using my name. They can call themselves Nkomo or whoever, but not Chris Hani. I don't know.
What does it tell you about the state of your organization, the ANC?
I don't want to talk about the state of the ANC, but I would like to say some individuals in the ANC are not disciplined. They are not at all disciplined. A disciplined cadre would never have done that. Not the ANC as an organization, but we have individuals who think differently than policies of the organization.
What does that mean for a year and for months, like what we're expecting in the run-up to the elective conference?
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was very busy.
But for those who are ill-disciplined?
For those who are ill-disciplined, is the responsibility of the mother body, the ANC, to deal with whatever challenges they have.
Have you raised it internally?
It's not my place.
Have you raised it inside the organization?
I'm not a child. Mm-hmm. I can fight my own battles. Can you imagine? Kathy, this is serious. Can you imagine going to your house like a 5-year-old to say, there's this group that is alleged to be calling themselves Chris Cabal. I can fight my own battles, and I'm good at fighting. They can tell you. Okay. I fight my own battles. The only thing that helps me is people that I consult. They don't become emotional. They're very sober. They look at pros and cons.
Do those include members of the SACP?
Obviously. Yeah.
And what is their position?
And my family and my friends. They just felt it's not correct, but it's an allegation. As far as I'm concerned, where I'm sitting, it's an allegation because the so-called member of Chris Hani cabal said he didn't know anything about it. He was going to distance himself. It has not happened. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he must be extremely busy. It wasn't a priority to him. And to me and my children and the Hani family, it's a priority.
Well, if you tell us his name, we can also look into his schedule and see if he couldn't have found 5 minutes of his time.
At my age, I don't want to mention names because people who are listening might interpret it differently and people are being nominated. So if he doesn't get nominated, he's going to blame me. So I leave it to him and his conscience if he has.
All right. Limpho Hani, we're going to leave it there for tonight. Thanks for coming into studio.